Hello and welcome back to some more Super Mario 64 70-star League action here at GSA. I am Scotch and Tie Guy with Electric. We have got the final race of the night. It's JJsrl, the Super Mario Sunshine phenom, moving over to SM64 to show off some skills versus Protoman, the man, the myth, the legend. How you feeling about this one, Electric?
I feel like it's going to be a really nice matchup. Both these guys at a decently similar skill level. Protoman being the move up from Div 2 last season, and of course JJ moving up this season. As we can see, they're right next to each other in the standings. 2 losses, unfortunately, but it's kind of the way it can sometimes go with how the scheduling ends up working out. So one of these two guys is probably going to be moving up over Benji, Drogi, Rock Chalk, maybe even getting all the way up to the like 4th place or 5th place, standing. Obviously, we do have that slight weirdness with the whatever Paracusia match being delayed till next week, but whoever wins this match is going to get a healthy point boost, and it's really anybody's game. Protoman is known, of course, for being more consistent with a lot of his strats, notably going for the Owl in Womp's Fortress instead of Owless. But JJ also is not one to really play super risky. He knows that this game is not quite as well known for him as Super Mario Sunshine. So he's going to play like a person that's not the most comfortable in the world with the game. But that's not to expect low-level gameplay at all from either of these guys. They're both super experienced, both, of course, with those nice sub-50 PBs. And it'll be a really nice, entertaining show. I think these guys are close enough in skill level, but different enough in approach that it'll be a really interesting close match.
This is a live one for you. One of these guys will be walking away with a win on the leaderboard. One person will be walking away with a 3rd loss, unfortunately. That's the way things go here, though. We got the countdown in the back by our great, amazing restreamer, Milo. What a legend, that guy. Just putting
Shout
in
out to Milo.
all the effort that he's put into this, showing us some great content.
Milo is like the Atlas of GSA, just carrying the org on his back.
He puts the weight on the shoulders. He puts the team on the back. English versions on both sides of the screen. That's just the correct one for 70-star.
Yep. Saving 2 to 3 seconds. It's a little debated exactly how much, but somewhere in that range. And yeah, just while we're shouting out GSA guys, huge shout outs to both Milo and Steve O'Broil, both amazing guys that constantly are handling the restreaming and putting in just tons of work to make sure the content gets delivered to you guys live. And of course, we got some other restreamers. I definitely don't want to leave anyone out, so sorry to not name more names. I just don't want to, But those guys are the 2 huge ones that are oftentimes responsible for restreaming this content. So big thanks to them. They don't quite get enough sometimes. But anyway, we're into the race now. That quick minute intro is over. I'm sure JJ's glad not having to deal with 10 minutes of cutscenes of a phony trial for Mario. As we have both of them nice Lakitu skips. Protoman opting for a slightly more inconsistent, quote, setup, but still getting it just fine as we're now advancing into Bomb Clip.
It's kind of funny you talk about that being more inconsistent. I was talking to Rock Chalk about the different Lakitu skip setups, and him and I both have the same mentality towards it. You just kind of go for it, and whatever works.
Yeah, and that's ultimately it. I feel like that's kind of why we see guys like Cheese end up sticking with that pretty basic setup. It doesn't lose really much time at all, just a tenth of a second or so, and like. If it's what you're used to and it's what works for you, just do it.
Yeah. 2 good bomb clips as well. JJ, unfortunately, not getting the ground pound, so he's going to pop up a little bit in the air there, lose a little bit of time. Differentiation of routes here. JJ going for the Peaches slide first. Protoman heading straight into Womp's Fortress, though.
Yeah, Protoman is effectively doing a PB attempt type route. It does lose a second to do this castle movement, but this way you're putting the very reset heavy Womps a little earlier in the run. Whereas JJ is ultimately making what I would call the smarter decision for a race, with the caveat that if you're really used to Womps 8, which is what this star order would be called, it might be better to just stick with what you're used to, not try to mess with the natural flow of things. It's just like if you have a playlist that you listen to in the same order every time and then you change that order, it suddenly seems weird that the song that normally follows one song doesn't come up. No, it can be the same thing with runs here.
No, it's exactly right. It's all about muscle memory. It's all about knowing what you're good at and just sticking to that kind of route, especially with these races. Protoman working on his 100 coins. Now missing the ledge there, unfortunately.
Yeah, so that's going to cost him the full cycle. He's going to have to go for half as a backup here, but he's got plenty of time. It's really easy to hit half like this.
While we were talking about Protoman, JJ on the other side, messing up that upward movement for this cannonless, opting for the texture setup, and he gets it.
I'll be honest with you, like, one thing that I've learned from trying to mess with texture setup, it's not that hard to be able to tell when Mario is in the right spot. What's hard is getting him in the right spot consistently. Because you will always end up rolling out to a little bit of a different spot on the plank every time. And so actually being able to make those very tiny adjustments to make sure Mario's glove is in the right place can be very difficult. You'll often see runners take a little extra time and like Mario will kind of jitter back and forth. Oh, JJ missing Owless. That's a time loss Protoman will not have to worry about. Oh, and then the platform for the triple jump. That looked way too close to the platform when he started it. It was definitely wishful thinking on JJ's side, but this one is good. Yes, there we go.
So,
Drogi, this full match is live.
So you're talking about how Protoman does the owl full for up to the cage there, if you will. Not going to be losing any time to JJ here.
He will actually be saving time. Doing Owless over using the owl saves about 4 seconds, and missing Owless once loses 7 to 8. So Protoman, unless he just falls off the owl prematurely or something really weird. And what's funny about that is that's all lag that you're losing. On VC, Owlful loses virtually no time over Owless. It's a little bit, but not anywhere near enough to be significant. It's just all the fact that you have to spawn the tower for that star. And especially when you're grabbing the star and the star cutscene plays, the camera naturally just turns to face the tower and it causes so much lag. It's like the DDD sub-star cutscene where it takes longer than it really should just because of the lag. A nice womp kill from Proto, and then meanwhile JJ, a little bit of a stumble on that box there, but overall a pretty good full cycle 100 coin.
Yeah, a little shaky here and there, but able to get it done. Nice movement off that top platform down to the womp, or the thwomp, excuse me.
Womp thwomp. I mean, they're both very large. They're made of stone, and they fall on you. It's the same thing, right?
Yeah, it's pretty close. One's a square, one's a rectangle. One's blue, one's gray.
I mean, you know, a square is a rectangle, right? Like they taught you that in school.
Okay, don't get into the 6th grade geometry. Okay, that was a debate, and I still am jaded by that.
Wait. They taught you that in 6th grade in Florida? Oh, geez.
I know, right? I know. You all think we're stupid, but we're not. We just act stupid because it's smart.
I don't think you're stupid. I just think there's something in the Florida water is all I'm going to say.
Owlful there from Protoman, looking good.
JJ sliding right down. That's a little rough. But he's up on top of the platform. At least that wasn't top of the fortress. That would have messed him up really bad on the platform cycle there.
Really quick ground pound there from JJ. I mean, he's getting those ground pounds out pretty much right as Womp is landing on that floor.
While this is happening, I love that chat is discussing when they were taught that squares are rectangles. as if my co-com wasn't just being facetious and just said 6th grade.
JJ gonna be finishing up Womp's Fortress here. Protoman has these 2 Peaches Slide to get done, but we'll see JJ head back into Peaches Slide one more time.
And that was a nice backup there. If you notice, JJ got the fence clip, so he was going for the triple jump movement there, but then the stairs ate one of his jumps, so he just switched over to the long jump movement. That was nice accounting there.
Unfortunate bonk there from Protoman. That glass panel that you kind of go into there is just, it's so finicky.
It's the corners, man. Like the archway it just doesn't really play well with the collision in this game. A lot of walls extend a little further than they really visually should, and when you add an archway into that, it just makes the whole problem worse. Kokov is just getting roasted over here.
Listen,
Jeez.
it's the rite of passage for the Florida man.
It is. I mean, maybe that's why they go so insane. They just have a psychotic break from all the insults.
Oh, man.
See, this is how bullying affects people. Leave Florida alone!
Pretty safe flying here from Protoman. Nothing to swat at, though. Getting it done first try.
And we can see JJ here. He's going a little bit too big on the dips and not so much on the flattening out in between. So he's losing a decent amount of speed on each of those ascensions. Well, Protoman with the interesting side flip jump dive was what that looked like. That was, I haven't really seen people mess with that.
Well, you get that whenever you do a jump dive off of a weird angle in Super Mario 64. So maybe jump diving off of that staircase is what gave us that angle there. Really nice job mitigating the fire there as he crossed over to get that first red coin.
Yeah. Oh, the double burn. That's so unfortunate. Oh man, that kills any real potential for Shade. You can hit fire, and as long as you know the backup, you can still hit Shade. But like this, he's definitely looking at least a normal cycle. So I haven't really discussed this today. We throw that around a lot, like Shade, Shia, normal cycle. What we're talking about is this moving set of platforms that Protoman just got to right now with the sixth red.
No!
Oh, that's bad.
That he rolled the dice there, man. That was super risky move. I kind of saw him going for it, thinking maybe you shouldn't do that, but he rolled the dice and it rolled poorly.
And then JJ, meanwhile, saving himself with that kick. I doubt that would have ledge grabbed otherwise. And so Protoman realizing he missed the switch there. Oh, this is such a bad dark roll. Oh man, that's really unfortunate. Especially because it went so well at first. I mean, there is no more infuriating mistake than dying that late in Dark World. Because you're like, I already put in the work. I'm already done. And then this happens.
Well, that's really the problem with these Bowser levels is that, you know, it gets kind of harder and harder as you get deeper into the level. And once you've put in all that work, you've lost 50 seconds.
Yeah, and the fact that the cycles are so late, it's like... You just have to, oftentimes you develop this mentality of I have to deal with what I get on the moving cycle. If I'm a little late, I just have to deal with the movement being tight. And I feel like that's kind of what Protoman was going with, but he shouldn't have dealt with it. He should have like stopped on the platform for just a moment and then like kind of, it's hard to say. It was such a quick in the moment mistake. And I feel like many runners would make the same mistake he did.
Interesting choice from Protoman moving up that staircase to not rotate the camera. You typically see either a C left or a C right for those guys. And, way left there from Protoman.
It keeps building up.
Yeah.
And bonking on Bowser instead of grabbing his tail. But then JJ, meanwhile, missing Sky Jump. That's at least 10 seconds. And he's going to back it up by trying to just go up the slope again. You also see people, they'll do a triple jump off that other green rock that you saw in the background there and just go over the fence and basically do island hop except with a triple jump because, you know, you have the wing cap.
Right.
But it still loses at least 10 seconds. It's decently costly. But now JJ moving into CCM, and this is another moment that could potentially lead to Protoman's favor. If JJ decides to go for CCM 18 and makes a big mistake on it, that's considerable time in Protoman's pocket.
Well, we were talking about it earlier, right? Two guys in the same race making the mistake in Penguin's slide, not picking up that one coin that they needed.
And you know what's somewhat funny is one of those runners missed a coin that I don't think I've ever really seen missed. They jumped too early on the coin arch, so they ended up missing 2 coins on the arch. And like if you miss coins on the arch, I've always seen it be like you missed the jump in the first place. And so it just goes to show there's so many little opportunities for you to miss coins on the slide. Even like if your sliding isn't totally optimal, the Penguin may just decide, hey, I don't want you to grab these 2 coins. If you didn't grab the backup red, great. You're losing a minute. Congrats.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that can go wrong on this slide upcoming, and both these runners know it, and especially JJ, you know, knowing that he's in a decent lead, but that mistake could definitely compromise it. Could be making him a bit nervous, making him play a little bit not like he's used to. So we'll just have to see when the star comes up. It's going to be coming in just a moment for JJ. But Protoman, meanwhile, working his way through the start of the stage, bringing the penguin back to its mama. And I gotta say, the most disappointing feeling I've ever had in my life was when I saw that video of D-Whatever dropping the penguin off the side, and then I realized this isn't faster. I was like, man,
if
why
only.
couldn't that be in runs? Come on.
If only.
I wonder how long it will be before there's a meme category called penguin kill percent, where it's just dropping the penguin off the side and getting its star anyway. This would be a kind of interesting category. There is a lobby BLJ you can do into CCM. Protoman having a lot of trouble with wall kicks, though. But he's finally got the star in his hands.
Well, it's kind of like the nipple percent in Super Mario Odyssey, right? Those meme categories.
Yeah.
You don't really see that too much with Super Mario 64, but you know.
I mean, you got your all coins, your all signs, your all one ups.
Oh, those are legit categories. What are you talking about, man?
They're just on SM64 memes for no reason. That's just the name that was available, right?
Well, here we go. JJ taking on the Big Penguin with 100 coins. Grabbing the arch coins. That's good. So really a bummer about these early games is the aspect of rubber banding. You see it here heavily in this Big Penguin race. You know, you see you have the lead for a little while, and then the Big Penguin catches up for a little while, and then he backs off. So just being careful to know where your position is at, making sure you're not getting bullied by the Big Penguin.
Yeah, I think the only worse examples are Mario Kart 64 and the Majora's Mask Goron race. That race is the worst rubber banding in history. I really don't understand how that got out of the development room.
Have you ever played NFL Blitz single player?
Oh, no.
That is the most god-awful rubber banding I've ever seen in my life. I actually I punched a hole in my coffee table because I got so frustrated with the game. Because of the rubber banding. My wife was not happy about that, but it's an experience that I have in the back pocket.
That is, oh man. And I could see myself doing something like that. I was about to punch a hole through something when I was trying to do the Goron race the first time.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, what do you mean you can just run ahead of me at the end? Excuse me? How is this fair?
Well, into BBH now. Again, only grabbing 2 stars here. Pretty simple, nothing too difficult.
I'm sorry, unpopular opinion. F-Zero SNES is just an objectively bad game compared to F-Zero X. I just forget about F-Zero SNES. But anyway, we've done enough talking about other games and acknowledging chat. Let's acknowledge the run that's in front of us. Both these guys, of course, in BBH right now. JJ 1 star ahead, dispatching the boo right quick. And Protoman just going to be starting out this race to see who can get through the ghost house the fastest. JJ opting for that kick strat since he ended up getting a punch there. I think he always does a kick strat. It's just the punch was a little bit of a mistake at the start. And so now Protoman still has to go with the boo kill, but JJ's going to be moving down to the basement. Now, he did do CCM 18, so not going to have to worry about double plus, but single plus has provided some problems for runners in the past. So we might end up seeing him losing a little bit of time to having to take 2 or 3 attempts on that star. So let's see it happen. Proto rocking that nice, clean, easy triple jump wall kick to get on top of that balcony. As JJ is going to be grabbing Mips real quick with a clean dive. Nice little punch on the boo from Proto. You actually can see Proto punches boo like more to the right than a number of other runners just because he wants to make sure he's got enough time to long jump to the slope and turn around. Oftentimes you'll see people punch boo like a little bit more towards the roof. But JJ with plus, he's got the big bomb. He's going for standard plus here. It's a lot easier to set your angle the way you want with this. But looks like he's good to go. And there it is. Very nice, clean standard plus.
Yeah, super clean clip there into the top of the pyramid there. Fortunately, only needing to do the 1+. Nice punch grab there from Proto. Oh, JJ, short.
Oh boy,
Of the
missing
shy
that fly
guy
is the worst.
Yeah, just some, it's a little bit of RNG there.
Oh, nice backup there. If you would have waited a little longer, I don't know if that dive would have connected.
Oh, and the bonk, too. Protoman, though, going for plus, and oh no, gets ejected. Able to save it.
So he's just going to be going for top of the pyramid real quick. Another plus attempt later. This is not the way Protoman was wanting the pluses to work out. He wanted this to be the reverse. JJ having trouble and him getting it first try, but it's a hard trick. It's a very temperamental.
So a little bit of spaghetti here.
And another explosion right in his face. So the big bomb frame, the frame you have to press B in order to get the biggest bomb, is exactly 1 frame before the bomb explodes. So that's, he could be missing it by just 1 frame, might be missing it by a couple, but either way, it hurts when you keep missing plus like that.
JJ taking a short flight. Air Mario over the fence here.
The far better flying stage, in my opinion.
And Protoman with a very interesting approach here. Can he get it? He does!
Now that almost went poorly. Oh, JJ having to take a ledge grab there on that pro start to the LOL, so a bit awkward, but he managed to recover without taking a burn, which is nice. Now lava boost coming up. Long jump boost. It looks good. All right, there we go.
Things kind of just lining up here for JJ as he holds on to this lead. Protoman trying to find a way. Nice job missing the, avoiding the ledge grab. Getting enough speed for that long jump.
Very nice big bully star there. Is JJ going for a nice casual reds with the long jumps? Kind of interesting he didn't do a jump dive at the end, but he may have thought that he was so close that doing the jump dive would skip the first red, so long jump really doesn't use that much anyway. So now we got Protoman with the triple bully time. Of course, no ledge grab skip here. It makes the triple bully spawn in a slightly different spot that makes the whole star just harder for no reason.
Nice triple bully kill there from Protoman. He will be heading into the volcano here in just a moment. JJ picking up his last star here.
Let's see how elevator tour goes. This rollout can be a little... Okay, we're good there. Now, rollout can be a little bit of a monk ass sometimes. And so Proto now heading on into the volcano himself. And let's see what action he can show us here. Long jump lava boost. And it's clean. Nice to see. I'm glad I haven't had to witness a single triple jump lava boost today. That strat just hurts to watch. I don't understand how people like it better than me. I mean, I guess if you grind it enough, it can be really consistent, but I feel like it's honestly harder to position Mario properly for that triple than it is to just do long jump boost. So JJ advancing over to the triple bullies real quick. Protoman just cleaning out the stage though. I didn't realize Protoman hadn't done reds yet, but I guess that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, Protoman definitely choosing an interesting order to get these stars done. Heading into the volcano, heading out, then back in. JJ on his way to triple D.
Yep, and let's see what he can pull off here. There's not a ton of action in this stage, of course, but obviously chests have presented issues for other runners in the past. And there's just all sorts of little things that can lose you seconds here and there throughout the stage. I'm definitely thinking we're going to see a rear sub from him, so at least no front sub shenanigans, but everything else in the stage can just randomly lose bits of time. So JJ's chest looked pretty nice so far. He got a little bit stopped by that chest, but it didn't take away his momentum, so it wasn't anything major. Protoman with a bonk on the castle, though. JJ with a pretty good turnaround on that fourth chest. Protoman can save a little time there, but it's going to be difficult. And it looks like JJ also missed a swim afterwards, so he's going to grab the start pretty fast.
Swimming technique in Super Mario 64 speedrunning is definitely the most underrated movement, or underappreciated movement, I think, in all of Super Mario 64.
Yeah, and especially in this main area of DDD where the vortex is constantly pulling you towards the center. Like, if any of these lines look weird to you as a viewer, that's probably wise, because they're having to account for this constant pull on Mario. And sometimes you actually want to kind of swim into it to help benefit your speed. But of course, most of the time you're trying to actively avoid it. So it's a very difficult balancing act to try to swim as effectively as you can while using the vortex when it's possible and avoiding it at all other times.
So JJ going for front sub.
I'm a little surprised at this, especially looking at how it's going. He's having a lot of trouble getting this first jump.
Yeah, this could cost him big time. I mean, you can see Protoman making his way over to the right side. JJ getting real frustrated with it here. Is he going to keep going for it? He is continuing to attempt. Protoman can easily take the lead here.
He's finally got it, though. Okay.
That cost him so much, though. Was not even worth it at all.
Yeah, 25:06:07 fade out, and we're going to be seeing less than 10 seconds behind from Protoman, probably. If not right at out, but somehow dives onto the fin. Okay.
Yeah, weird clip there onto the top or the dorsal fin of that submarine.
Okay, so JJ now in Fire Sea. Let's see if he's able to hit Lava Boost here. Looks like he took a little extra time on the pole. Kind of weird with the elevator. I think he thought that he wasn't actually activating the elevator, but luckily he had. And so now we've got, looks like Lava Boost from JJ's side. Let's see it. Looks good. And it is nice.
Yeah.
Protoman's also going to be shooting for it. JJ having a nice ending too, so he's really not leaving anything on the table for Protoman.
Oh no!
Barely rejected. Oh man!
Yeah, just too far forward there. He can still make this early Ellie's if he's quick. And oh no! And he'll miss the red coin, so he'll definitely have to wait, which is super unfortunate. Just again, just a hair too far forward there.
That is at least the front sub time loss completely made up already. That's so sad. And for some reason, Protoman chose not to go for a good ending there. If you do have to wait an extra cycle, the one nice-ish thing is you can do good ending off of it. But Protoman just decided to go with the standard, or kind of a weird like mid-section there. There's a lot of weird movement through the end of this Fire Sea, but ultimately he's done. He's got the star. He's just got to fight Bowser, and he's out of there moving on upstairs. Just like JJ. So now JJ a full Bowser fight ahead and some change. But can he maintain this lead through upstairs? That's the big question here.
Yeah, Bowser in the Fire Sea fight a little bit longer than the other Bowser fights. So maybe about 35, 40 seconds ahead here now on JJ's side.
Now, wait a minute. I didn't even realize that neither player had gotten Manta Ray beforehand. That's kind of weird. You normally see people get Manta Ray before.
Yeah, so what you saw early in the tournaments in Season 1 was most people going for Manta Ray after Fire Sea, but most of these top runners are switching over to just getting all of DDD done and then moving to Fire Seed so that then they can just go straight upstairs.
Now, ultimately, it doesn't matter which order you choose. I'm pretty sure that the Bowser fight puts you at the same spot for the key cutscene as the Star Grab cutscene would from DDD. So, and with DDD being spawned in the same spot, like as long as you're doing the Substar second, I don't think you're losing any time on whatever route you decide to do. And of course, you can't do mana before sub because sub has to be done to spawn Manta.
Really good job there from JJ with that first star in Wet Dry World. Protoman making his way up to join him up there. Got a sub in the chat. Vanya 42nd, thank you so much for 13 months. Really appreciate it, man.
All right, so JJ making some plays in Wet Dry World. Oh, the early dive there. That was just him trying to be a little more optimal with the speed. You see him doing that dive rollout there in order to just, make himself move on top of the cage a little earlier, but the first time just timed the dive a little too early. And that is a surprisingly hard tech to get down. It takes place in a number of spots where you're doing a side flip up to a higher platform, but it takes some practice on the timing because you can't really react to the rollout that you'll get. You just have to learn, like, okay, if I'm diving at this point, I have to hit A this many frames after. Protoman with much nicer movement for the elevator star, though. Looked like he had a little bit of an issue setting up his triple jump wall kick, but just very quickly decided to use this other setup instead, and it paid off for him. It's a very quick execution. And so I think we're going to be seeing 100 coin now. Yeah, we're going to be seeing 100 coin from JJ here. And this one could change time a little bit if JJ gets some bad RNG patterns or makes a pretty big mistake here. There are a couple points where mistakes will cost you a ton of time. Now, he's already sacrificing his safety coin. The coin spray just wasn't quite what he wanted. He wasn't going to waste a few seconds to go grab that extra coin. So we might be having to see a backup box here, which will lose him a little more time. Not messing around with the speed kick strat. He's just going to go ahead and do a single jump wall kick to break that box and just wait for it to spray.
Pretty good movement so far here from JJ.
Oh,
getting
he's trying
amped.
to avoid that amp, but not quite. He's actually going to go counter to the amp there. It's a little tricky to get the side flip to go the right direction under that box when you do the movement the way he did, but of course it makes moving around the amp a lot easier.
Protoman not having great movement up towards that blue coin switch. So a little bit slow here to start with this 100 coins.
And kind of a weird chuck it grab position for JJ. That's something Proto can also save some time on.
Avoiding the amp, that's good.
And going counterclockwise too. Very, very nice.
These guys will be walking out of Wet Dry World here into THI.
You know, THI secrets can lose you a fair amount of time. Let's see how JJ performs here. And already JJ's losing pretty significant time. I think he's probably just going to be going for top of the island instead at this point, but oh, and then the dusty roll out there. Like, there's a lot that's just losing him little bits of time, but it's going to add up at a point. Not getting the double jump there, waiting a little bit too long, it looks like. Yeah, so the game right now is just not quite playing the way he wants it to.
Yeah, getting a little bit frustrated there. You can see JJ, you got that live feed, that live cam on JJ's side. So you get a good idea of his reactions to everything that's going on.
Oh, Protoman taking a big dive.
Wow.
Okay, what's the play here? He's making some moves right now. He's going for THI Reds instead right now. He knows that it's just going to be See, I don't even know that it's going to be faster for him to do this, especially with how many times he's having to try this backup. This wall kick ledge grab is hard, but he's got it.
Well, he's going to have to pull out his 120 strats here.
Yeah, and you can see him playing pretty conservatively. No rollouts towards the start there. Doing a side flip dive there for safety. He was going to go for the blue switch, but then remembered I'm not doing 100. And so now, okay. Overall, a pretty decent backup. It lost him a fair amount of time, especially like he was within 10 seconds of grabbing that star. I'm thinking of how long it took him to do those triple jump wall kicks, but ultimately, a nice backup, nice accounting.
Well, I'm trying to think here. Maybe you can speak to it a little better than I can, but I'm trying to think what's the riskier move, going to the left there to do the wall kick to try to make your way back up, or is it better for what he did there, going to the right there and getting the wall kick and then doing reds?
Honestly, I think he probably, even if he would have gotten that wall kick the first time and did great reds, I think he would have been better off going back and trying for top of the island again. Because thinking about the movement, like, worst case scenario, if he doesn't know the backup to, I think there's a way to get over the hill that you encounter right as you get up to the second layer. But like going around it doesn't lose that much time. Like taking into account like the loading zone, the star spawn with the red, like it just, I feel like it would have been faster to just go back, but not entirely sure. But at the very least, we got to see reds, which is very uncommon in a 70 run. Which is somewhat funny. If you ever see a player do HMC early, THI Reds is actually the fastest star to sub in for the MIP star that you miss. It's just a lot of players don't want to mess with it because unlike SSL and LLL, where you respawn in the sub area if you die in the sub area, that doesn't count in THI. You're just going to respawn at the start of the level and have to do all that long movement going back towards the hole all over again. So you often, if a player will do that route, they just do SL Reds just because it's so much less risky and it doesn't lose that much time compared to THI Reds. I think, though, to kind of close off this discussion, I think if he would have somehow landed on the plank leading to Reds, then that would have definitely been the play as a backup. And I think that may have been like where his mentality was like, he was trying to kind of aim for the plank, and once he didn't hit it, the goal in his mind was just get back up there.
Right. Well, and you saw him kind of hesitate, look right, look left, then look back right. You know, at some point you just gotta kind of make a decision and just commit to that. Really nice reds here.
JJ thinks he's in 100 coin
120. Right now. What is he doing?
He fixed it. Okay, that wasn't that much slower. That was a little weird. Proto trying for breezeless, but not quite getting it. I think he wasn't. I think he didn't get the wall kick there. So.
See, that's one of the things I love about these races is watching these guys make those slight little errors that are just kind of like, oh, you're not doing 120, you're doing 70. Like, I gotta fix that.
Muscle memory take over.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the stuff that makes 70 stars so humorous.
Oh yeah. One thing that I've done that luckily I've never seen any of these guys do is sometimes when I'm in the middle of 100 coin and wet dry world, I'll just go in autopilot. And me doing the movement up the cork box to the top of the cage makes me think, oh, I'm doing elevator star now. And so I've been practicing Wet Dry World 100 and ended up doing elevator star with 70 something coins, just not thinking.
Right.
JJ with the nice blast of the lonely mushroom. It might be a lonely mushroom, but it's pretty easy to give it some company. So we just do. And so now he's going up to Snowman's Fortress as Protoman works his way through the end of Tall Fortress. You know, people talk about Super Fortress 64 as not having a ton of variety sometimes, but all the fortresses in the game are very, very nice to see. And they're very different from each other. Some of them you wouldn't even call a fortress in some cases.
They're all defended very heavily, though, so...
Oh, yes.
You've got
JJ,
that.
though, breaking right through that Snowman's defenses. What do you mean you're going to blow me off the ice bridge? I'm just not going to use the ice bridge.
If anything, he's just trying to entice you to use the ice bridge, but you really don't. It's just like, I'm not... Why would I use that?
And depending on the strat you do, you use the ice bridge, you just use it as a wall kick to skip over it. Or if you're D whatever, you just side flip off the penguin head and make everyone start yelling.
JJ able to break the block, but unfortunately a little low to get the auto star grab. But Proto now into Snowman's Land, joining it JJ.
Nice little chill with the bully real quick. This is one of those stars that, like, when you're learning it, there's a lot to take in to make sure you're doing it optimally, but like once you've grinded it for a little while, it's just complete muscle memory. The biggest thing is, like, if you do your camera turns at the start at the right time, one weird thing about this game is depending on where you hit the cam button, sometimes different things will result. Like, if you just try to double tap C right at the start of in the deep freeze the start JJ's on, depending on how exactly you double tap, your camera will be in a radically different position. Like, if you do a really quick double tap, like, you won't get the movement you want quite far enough. If you space them out too far, the camera will move too far. There's a lot of instances where you have to be precise with how you cam to make sure the camera moves where you're wanting it to. So, okay. We got JJ over in HMC. Protoman gonna be soon behind. Also, yeah, someone mentioned it in chat, and like, if anyone's looking to learn this game, 70 star can seem overwhelming, but it is definitely worth it. There is so much variety to what you're doing that it will make you good at this game. It's gonna be a hard journey, I'm not gonna lie to you, but you will get good if you commit.
Well, 70 star is that nice little halfway point where it teaches you everything that you really need to, all the basic and some of the advanced movement that you need to know to later conquer 120. Really, you learn in 70 star. There's not too much that's taken away from 120 to 70 that you can't learn that stuff.
And you especially learn a lot if you focus on 70's longest stars. Like, if you focus a lot of your energy into Dark World 100 or Dark World Reds, what Once Fortress 100 coin, Wet Dry World 100 coin, like, all of a sudden you'll move back to some of the other stars and be like, wait, this isn't hard. Why did I think that this was hard? Like, it just, when you practice those really long movement intense stars that happen to make it into 70, like, you learn so much of the little nuances of the game and get so good at just feeling out how Mario moves.
Well, HMC, that kind of precursor, that very, very early kind of setup for Tippy.
Yeah, the calm before the storm, as it were. It's a pretty basic stage. I mean, the triple box jump is somewhat formidable, but ultimately there's not a lot in this stage that's going to go super wrong. Also, someone saying in chat that we're going to raise people that only want to run 70. It's a good starting point, but there will be a point if you just run 70 that you're going to be better off from a learning perspective trying to get yourself into 120. 70 gives you a great base to work off of, but 120 is really the polishing stone, ultimately. When you get to a point that you can run 120, you will learn a ton from it.
That is when you become a god.
So, all right, one more star left for JJ, 2 more for Protoman. Let's see what's going to come out of these. Zap, if you're talking about BTRL, no. Cheese ended up having the winning time at that event.
And literally breaking the record, too.
Yeah. That was, like I said in my tweet, like, I wasn't surprised that happened, but that is still such an accomplishment. I just wasn't surprised because I knew what he's capable of.
Well, I think the big thing as we move upstairs from HMC up to Tippy, just a quick commentary on the speedrunning community as a whole, like that whole build up to the first verified 138, you know, with the bounty and everyone just all of a sudden switching over to 120. It's such a big thing for that sort of thing to happen. Protoman unfortunately missing the switch here, having to go for the backup. But you know, that 138.54 there live at a huge event like being held by ESA is such a big thing. JJ unfortunately taking a death early here in Rainbow Ride, giving Protoman a slight opportunity.
W&D, Cheese did have record before, but the run was unverified, both due to capture going out partway through a stage, and also him, I believe he did digital frame walk during that run, which was later voted to be against the rule set. So the run did exist, but it was technically unverified. But this is unquestionably the world record, no matter which way you try to slice it. But anyway, enough of that. We've got JJ succeeding at Lakitu bounce, Protoman going right on in it, and I'm sure he's going to be doing the side flip setup here. Taking it really, really far on the edge there, but really nice hitting the right side of the plank there, letting Lakitu bounce him decently deep into the wooden platform.
Tree triangles, a little tricky there for JJ, but nothing too difficult. Just a nice, a minor little bump on that one triangle, able to recover pretty quickly.
All right, Protoman swinging in the breeze now.
Oh no, JJ missing that second red coin on the wall kick dive. Having to go back. Minor mistakes here from JJ, giving Protoman an opportunity. They're matched up on star count there until collecting that one, 61 to 60 now. So Protoman inching closer and closer. Just in time for the end of this race.
Nice little speed kick from Protoman there to make sure he had a nice fast grab on that star. As JJ goes on in for swinging, and it's good, nice. Okay, so Proto now finishing out the stage. Just got to do reds real quick. Nice little wall kick there. Oh, misses that side flip is such a pain. Like, it just sometimes doesn't work, and you're just sitting there like, why? What did I do to deserve this?
Well, you don't have a whole lot of space, do ya?
You're right, but you saw him. He kind of like curved around to try to make the space matter more, and it still wasn't quite enough. That's what's really infuriating. If he would have just gone dead on for it, it would have been like, okay, I understand. I tried to do it more optimally, and the game just said no. But when you do the turn like that, it's just more infuriating. Like, I tried to play by your rules. Why aren't you letting me win?
Well, both these guys into TTC now. Protoman going for that harder 100 coins first. Gonna let that one coin go.
He's getting the backup here, yeah. So this way he does still have one coin as a backup for any future bad RNG. Nice wall kick there. That's the wall kick I've said before. Like, that angle shouldn't be possible, but if you do the setup right, it is. Just barely. And so now Proto going to be going on for this triple jump wall kick here off the nub of the wall here. And it's hilarious to me that the developers put that little extra extension to try to prevent you from doing the exact thing that we just did.
Oh man, that RNG there.
Yeah, really bad. 2 coins just deciding to buddy up, flying out into nowhere. But ultimately, let's see the ending now. No invis wall, good. And Protoman was able to break that box with a kick, so very nice movement towards the ending, not having to like stop and set up a double jump. Overall, a good 100 coin.
Yeah,
JJ can save some time, but he needs to have a really nice one to do so.
It also should know that the RNG wasn't great there at the end with that second to last box, 1 coin going off in its own direction. But again, having that backup coin, you know, just in case that sort of thing happened.
It really, really helped for sure. Oh, JJ trying to do that triple jump on reds, but getting slightly denied by the roof there. This is not a rerun. This is a live run with live commentary. So we got Proto having to mess around a little bit on time moving. Just a little bit of weirdness on one of the platform cycles there.
Now, it is to note that JJ has to do 100s right here. So we might see these two routes kind of sync up a little bit here, just because JJ's taking care of all those quicker stars here in TTC, whereas Protoman went ahead and took care of that 100 point.
And so we also have JJ getting that backup red, even though he didn't miss the coin at the start. So now he's got 2 extra coins to play around with. A little bit of weirdness there. The rollout went a little further than he wanted. Having trouble getting that wall kick to go beside the platform rather than under, but he's finally got it. If this is live, tell JJ to put his shoe on his head. You know, I kind of feel like that'd get in the way of speedrunning. Just a little bit.
Shoe on head %. New category.
That's almost as bad as Mario Kart %. All right, Protoman finally gets his triple jump on the box here. That can be just weird for no reason sometimes. There are ways to make that jump a little easier, but it's never going to be truly easy. So JJ overall not making super huge mistakes on TTC 100, probably losing about as much time as Proto, if not like a couple seconds more, but nothing really significant whatsoever. This is still a really, really nice run from JJ. Especially a nice lead.
As JJ heads up to bits, looks like Markinator using that Onyx to get that sub here at GSA. Make sure you type in ! Onyx in chat to get those Onyx points. 500 Onyx points get you a free sub. Love it if you used it here at GSA, but of course you can use that on any channel that you would like. Thank you so much.
JJ making some nice plays in the sky right now.
Getting it done pretty quick. Protoman going to be following up here, grabbing that Toad Star. Moving left side!
Big fall on moving left side there. Not a death, but oh, that's an opening.
I mean, well, we forget to talk about this sometimes, but this all comes down to points. So JJ taking that death there, just giving Protoman the opportunity to kind of get some points back here. Oh, excuse me. Messing up there, moving left side once again. He's just going to go ahead and go for that kind of 120-esque movement there.
Yeah, just taking the wood blocks. No shame, ultimately. I mean, there was a couple semifinals matches last season that Punky did that movement, so no shame in that.
Kind of a la Wilco. Shout outs to our German friend.
The legend. Oh, nice backup from Protoman. Getting right back into position to try again. This is fairly close. JJ really doesn't want to miss a throw right now because that could give Protoman a significant opening. Nice ledge grab on the platform. He's almost in that fight. JJ, first throw is good. Second throw is also good. Needs to land this third one. It's an off angle, but it's good. Nice. Quick throw, too. But even with that win, Proto is not coming in that far behind. He's still got a pretty nice run under his shoulders. So GG's to both of these guys for a nice close run to close out the night.
Yeah, Protoman has the opportunity to pick up plenty of points here. 52-11 from JJ and 3 for 3 from Protoman as well. So we'll see 6 out of 6 bomb hits on Bowser, which is really nice to see.
Oh, yeah. Definitely can be a little rare sometimes.
And a 52-36. Really good showing for both these guys.
Yep, and we're gonna have both the guys go ahead and come in for interviews. Looks like JJ might already be here. How are you doing, JJ? Might be muted or something. Pack, I'm sorry, you just missed it. It looks like JJ might be having a couple mic issues. We got Protoman in the call though. How are you feeling after that race, Protoman?
Not very good. I hope like children weren't watching that race, because this is supposed to be like family friendly, and that was kind of gruesome.
A really solid finish though. I mean, you had a pretty nice rainbow right in TTC overall, and then Bits of course went really nicely.
Yeah, the Bowser stages, I guess. I lost like a minute on Dark World and Fire Sea. I don't know.
I just want to like say one thing. Can you hear me now? Or...
Yes, we can.
Okay. The thing was, I heard you guys saying like, "Oh, no one's gonna be doing front sub," and I like kept telling myself like, you know what? I'm going to do front sub. I'm like, I'm going to do it.
It's the
it was like 30 seconds to it.
It's the true commentator's curse. It actually affected you.
Yeah, I was like, I want to do front sub. That's because they said I wouldn't do it.
But did you get it at the end? You did it?
Yeah, I did it after like 30 seconds.
Well, at least you did it.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I'm sorry because I remember I was the one that said that, and it was just in passing. I was like, "Oh, this is what's gonna happen up here." Like,
yeah.
So now we understand. I remember looking at him and being like, "Man, he's really committed to that front sub."
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious because you went for it for that reason. Do you feel like missing it like didn't affect your mentality quite as much as if you were going for it? Just
no, I was kind of just like laughing. I was kind of just like laughing it off, and then like after like the 5th miss, I'm like, okay, I need to like actually do something. So like as soon as I grabbed the star, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do Fire Sea. I need to just like calm down. So I got a really good Fire Sea. So I'm just like, I felt back in it.
And what's kind of funny is Proto also ended up doing Manta after Fire Sea for a totally different reason, which is just funny to see.
Yeah, what else with this run? I'm trying to look through it. Another commentator thing, you were saying like, all right, these secrets are gonna look really good, and the instant that happened, I bonked on the wall. Like,
Protoman, I wanted to ask, what was going through your head in THI when you fell off the wooden plank and you were trying to decide whether to do the reds as a backup?
Yeah, I guess I've never done that in a run, but I always told myself if I did fall off there, I think the best backup is to do reds. But is that not true? I don't know.
See, so we were debating it in the call, like, based on timing, like, I really don't know. I feel like it'd be kind of similar. I mean, if you landed on the lower wooden plank, for sure, reds would be the play.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I just was panicking, I guess.
I probably would have done reds if I was in that situation as well. I'm just like in that area, so might as well.
Yeah, I guess. But you have to be good at them. I'm not good. Like, I wanted to pound the blue switch still in the cave. And I was like, oh, wait, this is all wrong.
The hesitation there for the blue switch being like, nope, not going to do that.
Yeah, real quick, JJ, like, what ran through your head when you realized, oh, I'm doing TTM 100 right now, not reds? What's going on?
Oh, yeah. It's like, I'm in a call with one of my friends, and we were just like talking, and all of a sudden, like, I see myself grab those 5 coins. And I'm like, hold on, this is not what's funny. I need to like actually grab the star. Because I was about to like do the side flip dive and keep going, but then as the star cutscene was happening, I'm like, oh, I have to grab the star.
Well, cool, guys. Thank you so much for the great race. JJ, congrats on the win. But that'll be it for us tonight. Again, come back tomorrow. Come stay around. We got some more variety action going on here at GSA 24/7 variety. But Electric, thank you so much for joining me in the booth.
Oh, the pleasure's all mine. Thank you so much for joining me on CoComs. And for the next little dose of Super Mario 64 action, come back at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next Monday. We're going to be starting the day off with Drogi versus Punkation and filling the rest of the day with just awesome runs. And we will actually be having kind of a overfilled schedule due to having to fit in D-Whatever versus Para. So we're not just going to have 6 matches next week. We're going to have 7. So definitely come through for that. But for now, we'll leave you with some variety content. Have a great night, everyone, and we hope you come back to the Global Speedrun Association in the future. Peace out.
Later.
They are synced.
They are synced now. Do whatever. In the lead again.
Wow.